Okay, so this is a follow up mindful exercise. And what we're going to do is notice our connection to the earth. So, in order to do this, you find yourself seated or even laying on the floor, wherever it happens to work, it doesn't actually matter. And you make sure you have decent posture and in a place that you can be comfortable staying for a moment. So, the first thing you do is take a deep breath and allow your awareness to come back to your body. And you're going to notice all the parts of your body that are sitting on top of another. So, for instance, my right hand is open, laying on my right leg. My left hand is open, laying on my left leg. And I'm noticing the feeling of my leg on my hands and the feeling of my hands on my legs. I notice how my rear end sits on the chair. I notice the parts of it that are touching and the parts that are not. I notice my feet flat upon the floor. I notice the parts of my feet that have more weight than others that don't. I recognize when there's a little bit of twitch or a bit of uncomfortableness, and when I notice it, I choose to choicefully rearrange my body so it's more comfortable. Whenever I have a little bit of discomfort, I breathe into it and I notice it. I notice the feeling of having my head sit directly on my shoulders. I notice the little bit of tension down the side of my neck and attaching to my shoulders. I notice the feeling of my arms lying against the sides of my body and on the arms of the chair. I notice that as time goes on, my hands feel heavier and heavier, and a relaxed feeling is coming. And with that relaxation, my urge to move them is decreasing. And I'm noticing what feels pleasant to me, the experience of being in my body and with myself. I notice my back resting against the chair. I'm grateful for the chair holding me up. I'm grateful for the floor holding the chair and myself. I'm grateful for the earth holding the floor. I am mindful of my connection to all these things. I notice all the others who are sharing the same experience. For me, as time has gone on, I notice myself becoming calm. I can feel my heart beating and my body feels at rest. I have no desire or interest to move my body. However, you may notice that you do have one. And in that moment, make a choice whether or not you want to make that movement. And when you do, notice the feeling. And notice how it affects you. Does it increase or decrease tension? Does it encourage you to continue to move? I wonder, are you finding yourself to enjoy the sense of being still? Or I wonder, do you feel agitated and you want to get up and move? Or I wonder if you feel something else. And any of these experiences are acceptable just the way they are. We are observing the experience of being embodied, sitting on the earth, of noticing ourselves being held up. I am describing what I'm experiencing, and I wonder if in your own mind you're describing to yourself what you're experiencing. If you are present in your body and noticing what you're feeling, you're participating presently. And if you notice your mind thinking about what you're going to do next, you have stopped participating and you moved into the future, and that's okay. Just come back. Notice if you have any judgments of yourself for how your body may feel or look, any feelings that you may have, wandering of the mind. Notice, are you being effective? And the intention of this exercise is mindfulness, to be present, to notice your experience of being connected to the earth. And if you're doing that in some degree or other, then you're being effective. And when your mind is centered on this experience of being embodied, connected to the earth, and you're listening to me, you're being one mindful. And you may notice that tension you had at the beginning of this exercise may have slipped away. One of the nice parts of this exercise is you can practice it anywhere. You can do it during meetings. You can do it between work projects. Maybe not while you're driving. It's probably not a good idea. Right? But you can use this to be attentive to the other cars and what you're doing as you're driving. So there's a lot of potential benefits to this exercise. And I certainly hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. So best wishes.